Hi everyone, Matthew Fernandez here with the Matthew Fernandez Group. Wanted to just come on here today and quickly give you guys a market review based on January's numbers. So what has been happening? A lot has been happening in the last little while in real estate. You know, a lot of people wondering what's going on. So I'm just going to give you the numbers. We normally always compare year over year. Of course, if we know anything about the real estate market in the past year, is that it has changed significantly. Demand has slowed down, but we are starting to see it pick right back up. I'll get into that in a little bit. So year over year, the numbers obviously don't look good when we're comparing it to last year around this time, because the last year was really a one-off, very, very high demand. The inventory levels were very low as well. So we saw a lot of activity in the market, a lot of bidding wars, all of that stuff bringing the prices up. But if we compare January of this year compared to last year, yes, sales are down 44%. Yes, prices are down 16% on average for all of TRREB. It's interesting because active listings are actually up. So in 2023, we have 9,299 listings, and in 2022, we had 4,000 listings. So that's what created the craziness in the market last year. The demand was higher than it is now. And on top of that, we didn't have much active listings. What we are starting to see, so I'll give you a breakdown in terms of, now if we compare it to last month, December 2023 compared to December 2022 compared to January 2023, very stable in terms of activity, in terms of prices as a whole. We basically detached sales in the 416 area were 318 in January. Same time in December, so 1 month ago, was 310. If we look at total for the 416 and the 905 area, again, very similar in terms of activity and price point. So pretty stable there. I think we're going to start seeing the change and the shift this month. We are already starting to see it. So all of these, or a lot of these listings that have been sitting on the market, if they're priced, correctly, they are starting to go. The buyers are starting to come out, heavily based on interest rate and the consumer confidence in the market. Because the Bank of Canada recently sort of suggested that they're going to stabilize the rates and try not to raise them to see what happens, I think this has given people the confidence, okay, maybe this is the end of the rate hikes. We better get in before everyone else does, and before rates start to potentially come down. I don't think they're going to come down so soon, but that's what people are thinking. They want to get in before the market gets hot again. A little bit too late, because this month we are starting to see that activity come up. Again, prices are still relatively low compared to this time last year, but it may start to change slightly given that the demand may outweigh the inventory that we're seeing. Because a lot of, there is some inventory, quite a bit of inventory based on the numbers, but a lot of it is slightly overpriced and not according to today's market, so it may just continue to sit there. But the stuff that is appealing, that shows well, that's priced properly, we are starting to definitely see them sell off, and a new more inventory starting to come up, newer inventory, but maybe not keeping pace with the amount of buyers entering the market. But with that said, I think I always look at Powell, so the Feds, the U.S. the Feds, so he's the chief of the Federal Reserve in the U.S. He has a lot of say in terms of what happens with the interest rates, not only in the U.S., but we're highly tied to whatever goes on for the U.S. currency. We are tied there as Canadians and the Canadian currency. So I've been watching a lot of that. I think his way. So he was very adamant about doing whatever it takes to get to 2% inflation. He did not care what that meant, and if it meant a big recession, he would do it. It's starting to look like he's changing his ways on that and his thought process on that. So we may start seeing them, which they've already started to again slow down the interest rate hikes. The Feds have, so we will follow. Does that mean they're going to not raise it at all? We don't know. We'll have to see. In about 1 month, we're going to find out. But that's sort of what's happening in the market. So compared to last year, yes, obviously we're lower, especially in terms of sales. It's really down. But we are going to keep a close eye in February and what happens in February. And I think February's numbers will be a good indication in terms of what's going to happen moving forward. A lot of things to take into consideration. It's not just interest rates. We have to look at the economy as a whole. Job losses, unemployment rates, all of that stuff will play into effect moving forward, and we will definitely be keeping a close eye on that and letting you guys know how that plays out and what kind of numbers, what the numbers look like, so we can relate that to you. But as of right now, I would say things are looking a lot more promising in terms of the consumer confidence compared to a month ago or 2 months ago or 3 months ago. So that's always great news. Now, things can change, as we know. Predicting the real estate market is like predicting the stock market. It's impossible. So we'll keep a close eye. It's all supply and demand based. So we'll continue to look at those numbers and bring them towards just explaining them to you so you get a good understanding of what's going on. If you guys have any questions with regards to the real estate market, again, keeping in mind that it is very local. So it's all based on property type and location as well, because there is a difference. You look at the townhomes compared to the detached, you look at the condos compared to the detached, and then you throw in different neighborhoods, different pockets, it's going to alter significantly. So make sure to reach out to us at any time if you're looking for a market evaluation, get an idea of what the supply and demand is like in your neighborhood and for your property type. We are here to help you, here to guide you in the right direction. And if you're thinking of selling or buying, you can reach out anytime. Thank you, guys.